Yo, what we looking at here today? To my surprise, man, I look on my computer this morning. I'm looking at, wow, they got a Mavic 4 Pro, not just a Mavic 4. A Mavic 4 Pro just came out, and I'm like, am I excited to see it? I don't know, cause I'm sure ain't gonna buy it no time soon. But it looks interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at it, cause I see a lot of people already on the internet already talking about it. Like this guy here, it has three lenses on it, just like the Mavic 3 Pro has three lenses on it. It has a 28 times, 70 times. No, it has a 20 millimeter. I'm sorry, 28 millimeters at one time. It had a 72 millimeters, which is it gives you 2.5 times zoom, and 160, which gave you six times zoom. If you look here, you see that I'm guessing this is the wide lens. And one of these is like a zoom lens. Each one of these got to be a zoom lens, but it's got to be the 28 millimeter lens, which is at has an aperture of 2.0, not 2.8 like the older drone had. This one has a 2.0. Also, it goes up to f11, and also they improved the overall on the sensor, but it's still somewhat the same sensor. It's still a Micro Four Third, which is kind of crazy because this is 2025. Last time I checked, why are we still using a Micro Four Third sensor on the drone at that price? You know, this thing's pretty expensive, man. It goes for like, I think between 2,200 and up to $5,000. So I would have hoped like they had put like a Super 35 sensor on there. A Micro Four Third sensor is very tiny. It's just very tiny. It's like slightly bigger than the cell phone, not that much bigger than the cell phone camera sensors. This is just still a Micro Four Third. They could have put a Super 35, like I said. It doesn't have to be a 1.5. Super 35 could have been a 1.7, like the old Canon used to do. Like they have the APS-H, APS-C. They could have APS-H on it, which is 1.7. It didn't have to be a 1.5, but it is what it is. It's a Micro Four Third. I think a Micro Four Third is like 2.5 or 3, something like that. Okay, that's one of the issues I have with it. And the battery, you know, if you look, check it out. Boom, it's start. You see that? That's interesting because one of the legs here, forgot which one, but one of the legs here, if you set it up on your, I guess on your remote, you can set it up to where once you open the leg up, it turned the drone on. It turned it on for you. So it's a little bit quicker to just get going. If you're in a rush, you're in a pinch, just get going a little bit faster. But am I paying for extra? Do I want to pay extra just for that? I'm not sure, bro. I don't know about that. You know, again, the battery is a little bit bigger. It's supposed to be better batteries. This is a bigger drone. It weighs a little bit more, a few grams, maybe a few grams more than the older drone. Not that much, but maybe like 60 to 100 gram more than the older one. And it has to also take a bigger battery from what I'm seeing. The battery on there is, DJI have it rated at 51 minutes. But let's be honest, the truth, it has to be in a perfect condition for it to last that long. I believe you could, from what I'm hearing, you're probably gonna get like 35 or 40 minutes with this new on these batteries. And the only main advantage you have with these new batteries, if you have 3 of them, you can charge. If you got the DJI charger, you can charge them around 90 minutes, which is a major improvement. That alone, that might make some people want to get the new drone because of the fast battery. But you know, it depends what you're shooting. Okay, that's one of the key points for this. The battery's great. I think I like the batteries. It has bigger props, longer propellers on there. You know, that's fine. It's still a small drone compared to like an Inspire 1, Inspire 2, Inspire 3. It's still a smaller drone. But my thing is like the camera is a problem for me because the Inspire 3 right now has a full frame camera on it. You know, it has a full frame camera. They could have put a Super 35 on this. I believe they could have, but that's just me. Okay, let's see. What else? See it? All right. Yeah, there's a second thing here they have. Let's go back. If you look at the controller's kind of great, man. I like the controller a little bit, but you don't. It's kind of expensive, that little controller. It's probably another $1,000 gonna set you back a little bit. About $1,000 for that controller. Yeah, if you see it here, let's see. Let me see if I get a clear look at it here. Where the hell is it? There it is. Yeah, you pop that open. You can put it in vertical mode where the camera turn vertical, just like if you doing like a YouTube shorts and things like that. That'll do it for you. So, which is great. There's some improvement here, man. But am I gonna pay that extra cash for it? Is it like a major improvement over the Mavic 3? I don't know. I don't think so, but that's just my opinion, you know, because it's still sport. The main thing on a drone is your camera. It's as valuable as the camera to me, because if you're using those type of drones, you're actually using them for filmmaking. What filmmakers use? Cameras. You know, so the camera is the most important thing on here. This is why I had bought the Inspire 2. Unfortunately, after I buy it, like 2 years, a year and a half later, to 2 years, they bring out the Inspire 3, and it has a full frame camera, upward. Camera could look up, and you stuck with the Inspire 2. You spent a lot of money on Inspire 2. The Inspire 3 comes out. I'm not gonna spend $17,000 on no drone. I don't make that kind of money. So that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Let me go back to another channel and see. This guy talking about the problem before you buy it. Let's see what problems. Yeah, that's fine. We all can wait, man, because the Mavic 3 Pro, it's still a good drone. It still flies. It's not like this one came out, the other one stopped flying. This one's still good. It still flies, you know. And like I said, your main reason for having a drone is the camera. If the cameras are somewhat almost the same, you know, if the camera's almost somewhat the same, there's no reason to upgrade. But if the battery improvement might be so great to where you might want that extra battery life, that might be a reason to consider it. Okay, that's one thing I'm noticing. I personally like this. I personally like this type, the gimbal itself, not the camera, the gimbal itself, where you can turn it to make like vertical or horizontal shots. If you on YouTube, you're doing video, or you doing those YouTube shorts, that is great. All right, that's my opinion. I think I may disagree with this guy on this one. I think if you're doing YouTube shorts, this is great. That's just my opinion on that. Mm-hmm. Also, this thing does 100 megapixel pictures. My second issue with that is the older camera. I think it did like 25 megapixel pictures, right? But this one, it does 100. When you think about it, right? It might be being, I believe it's the same sensor on the Mavic 3 Pro or even the Mavic 3. It seemed like they're doing like some software algorithm thing where it up-res it 4 times to make it 100 megapixel. It may not be a true 100 megapixel camera on there. It might be a 25 megapixel camera and they high-res it, or they up-res it to make it 100. So that's something you should look at. What's at the end of the day, what's going to happen is your picture's going to come out soft. They're not going to look sharp because it's not a true 100%, you know, it's not a real megapixel thing. It's more like a software algorithm that's working in the background to give you that type of information. So that might be something you think about. One thing I gotta say, you know, I'm not a hater, but the screen here is crazy. I think I would, if I was looking to improve, yeah, the screen is dope. Like, it's really nice because the older screen, I think the RC Pro, the original RC Pro was like 1,000 nits. This one is up to 2,000, meaning like it's really bright. So during daytime, when you're in the sun, you're shooting in the sun, you should be able to see your screen with no problem at all. Okay, I remember buying those Crystal Sky. They were like 1,100 nits on them. They were bright, you know. I didn't have no issues with them, but this one's 2,000. So you be able to see it, you know, with no issues at all. That's a major improvement. Okay, let's move on. All right. See, my thing is with these drones, like, you know, you gotta remember, I started out with the, as far as the Mavic line, I started out with the Mavic 1, and I had a Mavic 2. Then I had a Mavic 3. Then I started realizing, oh, they're just doing increment improvement. Then they move on to the Mavic 3 Pro. At that time, I had the Mavic 3C, and I kept it because of the ProRes. Okay, I kept it because of the ProRes, and it has a 1 terabyte hard drive inside. But it has the same camera. I believe it has the same camera as this one. Now they bring the Mavic 4 Pro. They just changed the body a little bit, put a slightly better gimbal. I think the gimbal is definitely much better than all the other drones that I ever had. Even that might even be better than Inspire 3, honestly. Like, if I had to buy this, between this and Inspire 3, I'd go for this. Because the Inspire 3 is like $17,000. But if they put ProRes on this, if they put ProRes and RAW on this, there will be no point of buying the Inspire 3, bro. It makes no sense buying it. Except if you want to be able to change lenses, you know, plus a full frame might be something like, if you're doing like cinema stuff, like Hollywood stuff, yeah, you might want the full frame. But if you're doing regular stuff, you know, and little music videos here and there, you don't need a full frame, bro. Just bring the drone higher. You'll be able to get a full wide views, you know, whatever you shoot. Just bring the drone higher, because the sky's the limit. Well, there's limit, of course, with the FAA, but sky's the limit for what you're doing. All right. Let's move on. Go to another channel here. Let's see. Overall, this is my opinion on the Mavic 4. I'm looking forward to actually see it, you know, with hands-on on it. See if that's something I want to buy, because I still have my Inspire 2, and which I have not flown in a very long time, because I haven't had the time to do it. You know, I'm not using it, you know, much anymore. But the Mavic 4 looked pretty impressive. But is it worth buying over the Mavic 3 Pro? I don't know. I don't know. Especially they don't have the they don't have the cinema version of it. And you know, if you want to depend on the D-Log on this, just remember, I'm not 100% sure on this, but it might be a 10-bit. I don't think it's more than that. It might be a 10 or 8-bit, what that means is when you expose, you gotta expose properly, and when you edit, you gotta know what you're doing on D-Line, because the colors, it become like a very flat color profile, and if you don't have enough information in the footage, all your image is gonna break down, all your stuff gonna break down. It's not gonna look good. So when you're shooting, you gotta make sure you expose properly on D-Log. D-Log require that you know what you're doing, especially when you don't have that much color information when you edit and when you color grading, I should say. Okay, and let's see. Yeah. So from now, I'm gonna wait and see when it comes out and get my hands on it. I don't think anybody actually have it except those people here who already got their hands on it. You know, those they're more like a, you know, commercial for DJI stuff, man. I don't have the privilege to have this yet. This is DJI website. You know, I was kind of surprised to see it. Yeah, these are shot in perfect condition, man. You know, no wind, whatever. You know. You know, so don't think you're gonna go out there and get that same quality. You may not be able to do it. You know. Let's go back to this. Yeah, this is one thing I want to point out. This right here, this is when you open the on the screen on the RC Pro, the new RC Pro. When you open it, it turns on the drone as well, which is kind of crazy, man. And you don't have to put the little sticks on there. You don't have to do that anymore, because it's already on there. See, it's already on there, which make a lot of difference. Overall, it's a step forward for drones, but I just wish they would just give you what you need. You know, because you can, from what I understand, you can, for this drone, the low lighting, you can actually fly it in the dark because it has a LiDAR thing on one of the legs. You know, I'm pretty sure when they improve that, they're going to put 2 of them on there or maybe 4 of them on there. But right now, they're putting 1 on there so you can fly a little bit more safer in the dark. But this one, the previous one, the cameras couldn't see in the dark, so you would hit things. And I've crashed my Mavic 3 before, man. It was not fun. I didn't like that. I broke both legs. It wasn't because I was flying in the dark, because it was just, I had put it in sport mode, and it just went to a pole. It was not work. It didn't work out for me that well. Oh, all right, look at this. Anyhow, folks, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel. You know, for this channel here, I got motorcycle stuff on there. I got drone stuff on there. You know, I'm hoping, you know, you guys hit the like button on here and leave a comments whether you like this video or not. I'm gonna improve on these some of these videos. I got a lot more coming, so you guys, thanks for watching. Yeah.